On this video we're taking a look at our NBA team and total picks for the games that are happening on Friday, April 29, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Minnesota Timberwolves vs Memphis Grizzlies. Our first pick is Minnesota +2. And here is why. The Memphis Grizzlies are averaging 114.8 points on 45.1% shooting and allowing 109.8 points on 44.1% shooting. Desmond Bane is averaging 23.6 points and 2.4 assists, while Ja Morant is averaging 22.4 points and 10.4 assists. Brandon Clark is the third double-digit scorer, and Dillon Brooks is grabbing 2.4 rebounds. The Memphis Grizzlies are shooting 34.2% from beyond the arc and 71.8% from the free throw line. The Memphis Grizzlies are allowing 38.8% shooting from deep and are grabbing 44.6 rebounds per game. After finishing the regular season with a 56-26 record and earning the Southwest Division title and the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, the Grizzlies learned very quickly that the postseason is a different animal after getting blasted 130-117 in Game 1 of their playoff series versus Minnesota. The Grizzlies bounced back to take Game 2 comfortably and then absorbed 2 deficits of 25+ points in Game 3 in Minnesota and still pulled away for a victory. At that point, many experts figured the Grizzlies would roll on to an easy win in the final 2 games. Instead, Minnesota regrouped to take Game 4, 119-118, and were a poor fourth quarter away from having a 3-2 lead themselves heading into this pivotal Game 6. Luckily for the Grizzlies, Ja Morant took the opportunity in the fourth quarter to prove that he is indeed a burgeoning superstar in the NBA. In the final frame, Morant scored 18 fourth quarter points, including the final 13 for Memphis, to help secure the all-important win. Morant finished with 30 points, 13 rebounds and 9 assists in the game. His heroics included a thunderous dunk in the third quarter that ignited both his team and the nervous Memphis crowd. Trailing 99-88 with under 7 minutes left, the Grizzlies went on a 10-0 run to set up Morant's brilliance in the final 2 minutes. Memphis outscored Minnesota 37-24 in the fourth quarter. After defeating the Clippers in the first round of the play-in tournament and enjoying a hearty celebration, the Timberwolves were criticized for being far too excited about just advancing to the playoffs. However, the Timberwolves' resolve in this first-round series proves that they are not satisfied with just getting to the playoffs. Friday night, the Timberwolves' resolve will be put to the test yet again in their first elimination game of the playoffs. Undoubtedly, the T-Wolves will lean on Karl Anthony Towns to put them in a position to win this game. In the team's 2 wins, KAT is averaging 31 points per game and 13.5 rebounds per contest. More importantly, he has managed to stay on the floor in the 2 games and avoid foul trouble for the most part. Towns' ability to keep his composure will be critical to the Timberwolves' success in this elimination game. Against Adams, Towns was able to get out on the perimeter and exploit him. Both teams are young and are using this series as a stepping stone to learn how to win. It is evident in the adjustments from game to game that the 2 teams are closer in talent than perhaps their regular season records indicate. For Memphis, Morant is the team's one and only one-on-one offensive threat that can create off the dribble. While Memphis is loaded with excellent spot-up shooters that spread the floor nicely, they are lacking another true go-to one-on-one player that can create scoring options when things break down. This became evident in the games that Morant has had trouble finishing at the rim. There weren't any other answers. Minnesota, while not a top-notch defensive team, has a skilled defense with multiple finishers. Towns, Edwards and Russell are all capable of taking their man off the dribble, even against Memphis's ultra-athletic defense. I think Towns will once again assert himself as the go-to option for the Wolves and will force this series to a 7th game. They will undoubtedly throw Patrick Beverley at Morant to at least make his life difficult getting to the rim and force the more stationary Grizzlies shooters to beat them. It won't happen at home in this critical matchup. Our second pick is under 229. And here is why. The Minnesota Timberwolves are averaging 109.8 points on 44.1% shooting and allowing 114.8 points on 45.1% shooting. Anthony Edwards is averaging 24.2 points and 2.6 assists, while Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 22.6 points and 1.8 assists. D'Angelo Russell is the third double-digit scorer, and Patrick Beverley is grabbing 3 rebounds. The Minnesota Timberwolves are shooting 38.8% from beyond the arc and 83.1% from the free throw line. The Minnesota Timberwolves are allowing 34.2% shooting from deep and are grabbing 40.6 rebounds per game. Much like Memphis's road to victory, Minnesota's road is rather straightforward as well: protect the glass and keep Towns on the floor. In the 2 wins, Towns and the Wolves have been effective on the glass, and he's been able to exploit the defensive matchups thrown at him. To his credit, since his infamous 7-shot and 4-shot back-to-back games in games 2 and 3, Towns has been noticeably more aggressive, and it has been reflective in the effectiveness in Minnesota's offense. He will need to get up between 15 to 20 shots on Friday night for Minnesota to win. When his head is right and motivation is in the right place, Towns is as difficult to cover as there is in the league. His aggression also benefits Minnesota's perimeter guys like Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell, who have more room to operate with bodies thrown at Towns. If Memphis can hit the glass, the outcome favors the Grizzlies. In the team's 3 wins thus far this series, they have out-rebounded Minnesota 149-123. In the 2 losses, the Grizzlies have been out-rebounded 80-64. The adjustment to move Kyle Anderson into the starting lineup replacing Steven Adams has paid huge dividends for the Grizzlies. Adams' inability to cover Karl-Anthony Towns on the perimeter hurt the team, and Anderson's insertion into the lineup has allowed the quicker Jaren Jackson Jr. to cover Cat. It has also opened up the floor offensively for Morant to do his thing and has resulted in the quick point guard to average 10 rebounds per game since grabbing just 4 in Game 1. If Morant can get to the rim and finish as he did in the 4th quarter Game 5, Memphis will be tough to beat. This could have been a clinching game for Minnesota. They were up 85-74 going into the 4th quarter against Memphis and fell apart down the stretch. There's no doubt that both teams have young players that aren't used to being in this moment. Karl-Anthony Towns led the way with 28 points and 12 rebounds, with 2 blocks on 7 of 14 shooting. He also had 7 of the Timberwolves' 22 turnovers. Despite all that, Minnesota had a chance for redemption in overtime, but allowed Ja Morant to score a layup with 1 second left. Guard Anthony Edwards attempted to steal the ball and allowed Morant an easy path for the game winner. Memphis was down 85-72 with 24.8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter after Malik Beasley nailed a short jumper. The Grizzlies desperately needed a basket, and they got one from Ja Morant with 5.3 seconds left. But it wasn't any old 2-point basket. It was one of the most spectacular driving dunks that probably gave Memphis a huge boost going into the 4th quarter. It certainly gave Morant a boost because he scored 18 of his 30 points in the 4th quarter, including the Grizzlies' final 13. As we get to the business end of this series, we should see defense and slower pace because there's far more on the line with elimination in play. Even with that being said, we've seen the under hit in 5 of the last 7 meetings between these clubs. Because these are 2 explosive offensive teams, odds makers have set the total higher than they should, and the under keeps cashing. Even with a ridiculous Game 1 total, this series is only averaging 224.6 points per game. I'll take my chances with the under in this contest. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.